How can you call in your soul tribe, the kindred spirits who truly see, understand, and uplift you? Because finding like-minded souls isn't just a desire. It's essential for our emotional and spiritual well-being. We're not meant to walk alone. We're meant to grow in resonance, to share our light with those who recognize it. For some people, the spiritual path unfolds through togetherness, growing, healing, and awakening within a relationship. Other souls today are walking through long seasons of aloneness, not as sign of lack, but as purpose. Each journey is sacred in its own way, whether it happens in solitude or side by side with another soul. Sometimes the soul chooses solitude because it needs space to grow without interference, to expand without distraction, to remember its divine essence without compromise. We are in a collective moment of transformation, where relationships themselves are being redefined. Together, we are relearning the sacred foundations of true connection, the principles that build real relationships and awaken unconditional love. For some, being in union right now would scatter their energy, pulling them away from the inner temple where their light is strengthening. So the soul chooses sacred solitude, not as isolation, but as incubation. A time to deepen alignment, to refine truth, to anchor love from within before sharing it without. It's not the absence of people, it's the presence of resonance. We might go through temporary periods of aloneness, sacred pauses that help us transform, while others around us grow at their own rhythm and pace. But that doesn't mean loneliness. During these in-between times, relationships and environments may shift or fall away. Some people drift away, others are drawn in. But it's not a sign of being ahead or behind. It's not a loss, but realignment. As your vibration rises, your surrounding naturally begins to transform. Being alone for a while can mean that your energy field is recalibrating, becoming stronger, clearer, more aligned with divine frequency. It's simply growth unfolding in different forms for each soul. No form or path is better or lesser than another. Your soul may have chosen this aloneness to rekindle the most important relationship of all, the one between you, the unlimited field of consciousness, and your higher self. It's a sacred covenant, a season to fall in love with existence itself, to build an unshakable bond with the universe, and to remember that you are never truly alone when you walk hand in hand with your divine essence. And when the collective learns a new way of relating based on freedom, mutual awakening, and divine respect, those who walked alone will find that their solitude was never empty. It was preparation for a higher kind of union, one born from resonance, not need. We always evolving spiritually, whether we notice it or not. Growth doesn't isolate you. It refines the frequency of love and alignment you attract. You might be alone, but you are not abandoned. You are never forgotten and never left behind by the universe. We're not meant to walk alone continuously. We're meant to grow in resonance and share our light with those who recognize it. The essence of spirituality is not reflected in loneliness, quite the opposite. As you grow spiritually, you begin to understand that your inner world shapes your outer world, including your relationships. Spirituality is about finding inner harmony so that we naturally attract deeper, more authentic connections. It's not about where others are on their path. It's about how aware you are of your own. When your environment no longer resonates with you, it's not because others have failed to evolve. It simply means your energy is shifting in another tempo than the stories you still hold inside. As long as we believe the outer world is separate from us, that it follows its own rules and dynamics, we cannot understand that it is, in fact, a mirror of our inner state. The more inner balance you find, the more harmonious your interactions become, and the more fulfillment and miracles you experience in love and relationships. True change always begins within. Only when we learn to give ourselves what we once sought from others will our relationships reflect our inner peace. When you stop searching for people who match your frequency, you'll notice that life itself begins to align with your vibration. And who steps into that harmony doesn't really matter. It could be a passerby, a neighbor, an old friend, or a powerful lover. When we stop trying to change others, we awaken to the truth that fulfillment in relationships begins with our own inner peace. When we stop seeing the world as divided between the right people and the wrong ones, we open our hearts to the deeper truth. That every encounter serves our evolution and every soul reflects a facet of our own growth. When we stop measuring others by their level of spiritual awakening or how aligned their passions are with ours, and instead focus on our own inner alignment, we experience true harmony, connection that flows effortlessly, beyond judgment or comparison. True spiritual growth doesn't separate you from the world. It aligns you more deeply with it. Spiritual balance doesn't isolate. It magnetizes connection. You begin to meet people who vibrate on your wavelength, or those your soul is meant to uplift. And when that happens, you don't feel lonely or superior, but grateful and alive, recognizing that every encounter now serves love, growth, and divine alignment. When your thoughts and emotions align with the universe, with love, truth, and higher purpose, you begin to attract relationships that reflect that same vibration. The moment your inner narratives catch up with your new vibration and desires, life arranges itself beautifully. New people, new souls, new opportunities, new reflections appear. You don't force them, they come by resonance. Connection becomes a soft miracle that unfolds on its own. In this harmony, relationships stop feeling like effort. They become living blessings where fulfillment feels natural, connection feels effortless, and love arrives with the excitement of destiny unfolding.